Hello and welcome back, everyone, to another Quick Hits video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what is going on in Tennessee. We're going to talk a little bit about East Palestine and what Donald Trump was doing over there. As always, this video is sponsored by Prime IV. Let's get to it.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Mr. President.
How are you? How are you? We have a good cameraman over here.
So, in his typical Trump fashion, Trump visited the citizens of East Palestine this last week, and this was a fantastic political move. Frankly, it was such a gimme that I cannot believe that Democrats didn't jump on it. I believe that Pete Buttigieg is on his way to East Palestine or might be there right now, but too little, too late. Donald Trump made a fantastic decision in doing this, especially considering Ohio this last election cycle was a little bit sketchy. A little bit more sketchy than Republicans would want. Go check out the full video of him walking into this McDonald's because it's hilarious.
One of the reasons I was the only president in generations who didn't start a war is that I was the only president who rejected the catastrophic advice of many of Washington's generals, bureaucrats, and the so-called diplomats who only know how to get us into conflict, but they don't know how to get us out.
Okay, so I think that there is some real truth to this. If there's one thing that I loved about Donald Trump, it was his foreign policy. It's true, he didn't start any wars while he was president. In fact, he even started pulling out of Syria, which I personally am a big fan of. Sometimes I think and I'm not saying that there was necessarily foul play or bad things involved the way Trump is, but sometimes in leadership, when you have the same leaders in place, the same culture, the same decisions get made. And so I think that's why people value Donald Trump so much, is that he came in, he had none of that experience, he had none of those preconceived notions. Therefore, he just cleaned house and did whatever he wanted to do.
These children do not need these medical procedures as children to be able to flourish as adults.
3 Democrats joined Republicans in the Tennessee House and Senate to pass the Transgender Youth Bill, sending it to the governor's desk. What this would do is limit or completely ban transgender care for minors. That includes chemical castration as well as chopping off sex organs. So this is a huge win for Tennessee.
You're conservative? What does that mean to you?
Well, I think the foundation of it is understanding the American project. Our rights come from God, not from the government. The founders rejected the divine right of kings, and it used to be some people did have rights, but it was a courtesy of the state. So that's not how our system works. We have these God-given rights.
I love this. Our rights come from God and not the government. That really is the distinction between conservatism and liberalism. Rights are not something, our dignity is not something that we can earn or that can be taken away from us. As Vince Ellison said, it's something given us from God. And so when you know that, it can't be taken away from you. And essentially the right to practice your religion, to worship God, becomes the most important right that you have to demand from the government in order to maintain your other rights.
The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes. And people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. I threw the script away. I mean, who is going to believe that crazy idea, being forced to do drugs? I do that voluntarily all day long.
So I'm actually stunned that this got through into his monologue. I mean, this literally describes the last 3 years of our lives to a T. And I've seen it circulating around Twitter, around other social media sites, and it's starting to really, marinate in people's minds. Like, yeah, that sounds like a movie. That literally drug overlords bought the media and the politicians and forced us to take it. Luckily, it seems that we're out of that. The Supreme Court ruled against the vaccine mandate, so I'm grateful for that. But Woody Harrelson just really hits it on the nose here.
I don't know why they would ever vote for him, for somebody who, by the way, he placed someone with deep ties to the chemical industry in charge of the EPA's Chemical Safety Office. That's who you voted for in that district. Donald Trump.
Wow, not a good look for Joy Behar. I don't care who you voted for. No one deserves to have chemicals spilled on your land and then not have the federal government do anything about it, especially the Transportation Secretary, Pete Buttigieg. That was an absolutely horrific comment by Joy from The View.
But these teachers are using the sexualization of children or even the sexual abuse of children as a tool to achieve their political agenda.
Whenever you're talking about involving minors in changing your sexual organs, that is sexual abuse, just period. Interesting enough, Pacific Research reports that 97% of English teachers vote Democrat. It is not an exaggeration at all to say that these teachers are grooming our children if they believe in these leftist ideologies that lead to kids getting sex-changing surgeries. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment below of what you thought about the video. Thanks.